Hey, fantasy football managers, it's Jacob Kamiker from USA Today here to break down the Week 9 fantasy football waiver wire. We've got a lot of interesting running backs available, whether it's because of injuries, trade rumors, or just guys that are having breakouts. Take a look at a few of them, starting with the most interesting pickup of the week. That would be Tyrone Tracy Jr. from the Giants. Unfortunately, the Giants have lost Cam Scadaboo for the year to a gruesome-looking ankle injury, and Tracy's going to be next in line to step into that starting role. Now, I know a lot of people will look at his 3.5 yards per carry this season and say, is this guy really going to be that impactful? But it's worth remembering, during his rookie season last year, he racked up 1,123 scrimmage yards and 5 total touchdowns as the team's lead back. Figures to step into a similar role since the team doesn't seem to want to use Devin Singletary as anything more than a change of pace back. So Tracy's going to be a high volume flex play with RB2 potential in good matchups. Another player who's going to be a guy who you can have in your lineup most weeks is Christian Watson from the Packers. He just came back from an ACL tear, and he looked really good against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He caught all 4 of his targets for 85 yards, showed great chemistry with Jordan Love, and his field stretching abilities, speed, and size are going to make him a downfield threat in that Packers offense. So he's going to be a boom option at receiver most weeks. So feel free to pick him up and, view him as a wide receiver 3 or flex early on and see if he can outproduce that production. Now, there's a couple of other running backs that are more handcuff types, but could end up in big roles soon. One of them is Isaiah Davis for the New York Jets. Now, we've heard a lot of trade rumors about Breece Hall. We don't know that he's going to be traded, but he's a free agent to be, so it would make sense for the Jets, who are 1-7, potentially offload him if they can get a good deal in return for him. If that happens, Davis is going to be in a committee with Braylon Allen, but Allen's hurt right now, so Davis might end up being the leader there. And he's also a good PPR league option. He had 5 catches for 44 yards this past week. He profiles as the better receiver of those two. So if you're in PPR leagues, grab Davis as a guy you can maybe use as a flex, and if not, is a really good top handcuff to have. Another option here, Tank Bigsby from the Eagles. Saquon Barkley missed the 4th quarter of their game against the Giants with a groin injury. That's not expected to be serious, and the Eagles are on bye this week. But Bigsby showed what he can do in a larger workload. He handled 9 carries and totaled 104 rushing yards for the Eagles just in that limited action. So will that prompt the Eagles to give him a lot of carries? Probably not, as long as Saquon stays healthy. But if Saquon has to miss a game or two, Bigsby behind that offensive line could end up being a great option. So stash him as a high-end handcuff. And now, for the streaming quarterback you need this week, it's going to be Sam Darnold from the Seahawks. He's coming off a bye. He's played very well in recent weeks. He's averaging 250.6 passing yards per game this season, has multiple passing touchdowns in 4 of his last 6 games. He's facing a Commanders defense that hasn't been very good against the pass. So if you're a Jalen Hurts or Baker Mayfield manager who's looking for a 1-week replacement, Darnold is the type of guy you want in your lineup. You know he has a high floor, and you know that that's going to keep you competitive as you look to win in Week 9.